Hello everyone, welcome to the Facebook Live. It's 12:30 here Pacific time, and I really like doing them during the day sometimes too, as I have all this natural light flooding in, and it's just another beautiful day here. So thank you if you are watching live. Say hi in the comments or hit that like or love button along the way. You know how much I appreciate that. Hi Tamara. And if you're watching on Instagram, on IGTV, I appreciate the comments there as well. So this is wardrobe series number 2, and we're going to talk about the perfect tee and graphic tees. And so it's something that is, it's such a basic, and it's, the piece that we need to layer, we wear it alone. And so I get a lot of questions about that. So I have done some research. I neglected to order from one place that I have often referred women to, and that was Everlane, but we'll talk about that in a second. I just simply forgot to place the order. But anyway, let's get going here and talk about tees. So first of all, the pitfalls that we have are holding up, too thin, and then sometimes remember, I would see this go in streaks. When I worked at Nordstrom, when I started 10 years ago, I remember this just being such a prevalent thing where women would come in and complain about the little holes at the bottom. And I'm trying to show you here so you can see, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've had some of these fixed, by the way, but now that we're, doing a little bit more tucking, I don't think that we will see that as much. So there were 2 reasons for it. It was the quality of the fabric, if it was thin fabric, and the friction from, your pants, or sometimes if you were at the counter. I spent a lot of time at a cash counter. So, I had that friction. So inevitably there are holes. And so again, it's just something that we all kind of dealt with. It was frustrating. If it happened really quickly, I had it fixed. I had alterations, do a quick little stitch there. Hi, Linda. And anyway, that was helpful. But I think as we start tucking, just even doing partial tucks, it will really help that. Okay, so the other thing is the type of fabric. So, it's like, and, I really, when I was researching and shopping yesterday, I really went through and tried to look at the fabric content. And also, I felt it. So I started off at Target, and I felt some of, and their V-neck and crew neck tees are like $5 to $7. So I knew they're not going to hold up. Now, I have other things from Target that I really like, so I'm not saying anything against Target. And, J. Crew has been a little streaky for me with it being, the fabric being too thin. And Nordstrom has been that way as well. It was just really sporadic in what we could find as far as those quality t-shirts. I mentioned Everlane. I have referred people to that website, and then, like I said, I forgot to order. So my challenge to you, if you're watching this, is what has been, after you watch this and see what I've shown, but if you have something to offer and, have insight, let us know what has been your perfect tee. And, we're always looking for white, black, gray, long sleeve, short sleeve tanks. Those are, those basic staples. We need them under things. We need them to stand alone, as I said. So I went to Target, and the first one I found was a long sleeved tee. And this one is a New Day brand, and it's ribbed. I really liked it. It's heavy, heavier, and $10. So, and the fabric content is cotton, spandex, and modal. So you've got that little bit of rayon in there. So I like that. Next up is from Nordstrom. So I did a Nordstrom run. And this little gray tee from Madewell is thicker than in the past, but yet Madewell is kind of that $19.50 price point. So it's 100% cotton. I liked the little neckline, but I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about Madewell and the quality. This is Caslon, and you know, women would just beg for those thick Caslon t-shirts that they know held up. And they have this, it's kind of a ballet neck and the elbow length sleeve, and this is a, I think this one is 50-50. This one has some rayon in it too. So this one is cotton. Sometimes I think if it has that little bit of rayon in it, kind of helps it hold up a little bit more, but I don't have any proof on that. So that one is a Caslon. And like I said, it is that, the halogen ones and the Nordstrom brand ones were too thin. So I didn't even take them home. Didn't like them. Okay, so what I did find, another thing is Good American. And so I got the black and the white, and these are sized 0, 1, 2, 3. So some of you are probably familiar with that type of sizing. And I really liked this one, other than I would say that the V was a little deep. I sized down in this. Definitely you can size down. And so 100% cotton, and I would have to say I might hang on to one of those. Next one was Treasure and Bond. I loved this little detailing around the neck, but this one is polyester, rayon, and spandex, so no cotton in this one, but I did like it a lot. Not see-through. That's another thing we always have to think about is, are they too see-through? I had heard rave reviews about this ATM one, so I bought it. Now, let me just tell you, this one goes well beyond my budget benchmark. I always talk about benchmarks, our budget benchmarks. And, you know, we have those certain benchmarks that we won't spend more on whatever for a particular item. And I tell my clients to set those. You know, most of us have them in our head anyway, but I say set those because it really kind of helps you keep on track. So here I am clearly going beyond my benchmark. So this little ATM shirt is $85. I would normally never spend $85 on a t-shirt, but you have to think about cost per wear. You have to think about how many, you know, inexpensive t-shirts you might go through. And so it's up to each individual person. So I'm like, tried this on. Okay, I loved it. Yeah, it was pretty good. And it comes, I have to remember if it comes in a black. I can't remember, to be honest. I've looked at so many t-shirts in the last week. But this one is a large. It wasn't too see-through. It was comfortable. And I think that's the thing. Kind of has a little bit of a burnout fabric. It was thicker. And I just loved it the minute I put it on. So I'm going to have to see if I can justify spending that amount of money on a t-shirt. But anyway, just doing the research for you all. I love Cabby t-shirts. So this is their full pocket tee from, I think, last season. This is a V-neck pink one. This one's, well, probably going on 3 years old. This is a tank. I have it in black and white, more of a crew neck. And the cotton is so thick and so good. I have loved these pieces, and they have really worn well. And again, you know, Cabby stands by their pieces as well so if there's a defect or something goes wrong, I believe it is 2 years. So all really good to know. Okay, so again, if you've got that perfect tee that you have found over the years and it's just like, okay, this is it, let me know. And I will keep researching because I'm kind of on a mission now. And so I really want to find, you know, good sources because it is such, like I said, such a basic, and I get the question all of the time. Okay, so now we're going to move on to graphic tees. And I actually wore a graphic tee and a jacket today. I put that in to advertise the live because I started wearing this well over 3 years old. Okay, so I started seeing graphic tees about that time. And I was going to an event for Ever Skincare. That's the Ever Skincare. This was the only graphic tee I owned at the time. So I was going to this event at a winery back when we did in-person events. And I was like, you know, I saw that whole graphic tee thing and putting a jacket with it. And I just thought it kind of dressed it up a little bit. And I loved the juxtaposition of, you know, that typical t-shirt and a blazer. So I rolled up the, you know, this would be kind of a dressier jacket, rolled up the sleeves, and again, just kind of fits my style. and loved the combination of the two. Since then, I have been wearing graphic tees. Now, I am picky about which ones I choose, and that's what I heard in the comments from many of you in the Facebook group. So I think what happens is that we think of graphic tees as, you know, the tees that we got when we went to a concert years ago. Believe me, those are coming back. Those are vintage, so if you kept them, good for you. We think of graphic tees as being kind of touristy, like when we go to a particular place, then, you know, we'd get the sweatshirt or the t-shirt that, you know, represented where we had been. The other thing we think of is that they're kind of big and baggy. And we think of, you know, that typical Hanes men's t-shirt that a lot of the graphic tees or the touristy or the concert t-shirts were back then. And, you know, they've gotten better, believe me. But what I'm talking about, this one, I had actually had to dig and save, but this was from a Mother's Day event from that my son's fraternity did for us a few years ago. And then we got a t-shirt, typical, you know, fraternities, t-shirts. But here it is, this big, you know, kind of the men's t-shirt. It's wide, it's a little baggier, and so some of those aren't so flattering. And remember when we would kind of roll up the sleeves and try to make them look a little bit better, you know, that way? Or I can remember even years ago, there were those, this is a long time ago, this probably dates me, but there were these little slides and you would put your t-shirt in that and it would kind of, you know, bunch it up and make it look a little bit more fitted. I remember doing that too. So all that to say, that's kind of the background of tees and why, or graphic tees, and why a lot of women are not drawn to them. Another thing I would hear is, okay, I don't like it. I don't really like what it says. That's very typical. You want it to say the right thing. You don't know how to wear it because you want to, you know, kind of dress it up. So I'm going to show you some different ways. And another comment is that it can call attention to your chest, and absolutely. And I'm always one who wants to minimize my chest. So I do think about that. The V-neck is one thing that totally helps. V-neck ones are hard to find. Putting a jacket over it helps. It doesn't have to be this dressy of a jacket. So the next one I bought, or one of the next one, was the Beatles, Abbey Road. Now we had been there, and so it was kind of probably touristy. I bought it years after we had been there. But that one is just, I don't know, I liked it. It didn't seem so blatant, and, you know, so I have actually worn this quite a bit. This one is shown with, this is a very dressy blazer. And so I use this as an example to show women who maybe they're not wearing those blazers that they have. They don't know what to do with them. And I always say, roll up those sleeves, put something casual underneath it, and you could wear this with jeans and going out to dinner. And like, this is the dressiest of dressy blazers. This is a Hugo Boss blazer. So, you know, this is typical corporate wear, and you could definitely do that. But we're going to talk about jackets next time, so I'm not going to dwell on jackets. You could, this was another one I got. This one is Living on a Prayer. I love the rose gold. I love the V-neck. I loved that. I loved what it said, and I'm not even a Bon Jovi fan, and I loved what it said. But you can put a little hooded sweatshirt with it. This is a, you know, a little bit finer. It's not a real thick, chunky sweatshirt, so I liked that. And you could also even then layer it under like a field jacket type of jacket. And then also, this is a really good option. Again, I'll talk more about jackets next time, but if you don't have, I have like one in olive, I have this one, and they're just such a great staple for fall and spring, especially in this climate. Okay, so then I went to Target and I found some graphic tees. So this first one, I thought, you know, really basic, just says Unity, so nothing, you know, too wild on here. And this one was $8. Probably not gonna, you know, hold up for 3 years, but for $8, I thought, you know, that's definitely something that, you know, could go a long way. So this one we're kind of getting into that vintage rock t-shirts, the concert t-shirts. So this one is AC/DC. Now, what I liked about this one is it had that little bit of leopard print, so it seemed, you know, again, just a touch more than the graphic tee, and you could easily put this under a jean jacket, or again under this field utility jacket, I call it. I like to call it too. Okay, and then I found two more, and again, this isn't gonna appeal to everybody, but I thought the Pink Floyd one, what I liked about this one is that, okay, so you're seeing pink, you're seeing the graphic, and you know, if you're like, well, I don't want to be going around with Pink Floyd on my chest, well, you know, you can tuck that, you have a jacket over it, and people are just seeing a touch of that. So anyway, again, at, what was that, $12.99, I thought you could easily, it's a good way to transition into a graphic tee without spending a lot. And then I liked this one because I liked the pink and I liked the little bit of leopard, and I actually do like Aerosmith. So I would wear this one, and I would, you know, I would make it fun and put something else with it. But there you go for graphic tees. Then I found one on Evereve's site, and I actually put that in my Instagram featured items. So if you go to my Instagram profile, you'll see it. You'll see the link there. And I'm going to post it in just a second, so you'll see it on the story. You'll see it on my regular Instagram feed too. And so sometimes when it's just a simple saying like that, I think that's a great way to transition into graphic tees if you're not into, you know, the rock concert look. So hi, Georgia. So those are some of my suggestions for tees and graphic tees. I can't ever do a Facebook Live, especially with showing things without showing my jewelry. So what I have on today are the twisted hoops. I love these. I especially love them if I'm going to, you know, just if I want to dress something up like a simple tee like I have on. And so these are the twisted hoops from Stella & Dot. This is the Ulani, and it comes in silver as well, and it's a double necklace. What I like is, you have always heard me say I love actually filling in that space. And this one you can separate, and again, comes in silver. And then this is that little tag that you see me wear so much. It has that, you've seen me wear it up high here with other combinations, but now it's in the middle because of that pulley clasp, which really allows the different lengths. And then I have on my silver bracelet, even though it's silver, I love mixing it all. And it has, the keepsake bracelet has some of the gold charms. So those are my jewelry pieces and how I would accessorize it. So thank you so much for those of you that have watched. If you tuned in late, you can watch the replay. Love your comments. If you want a particular link, I will be happy to send that to you if you saw something that you liked. Now remember how I'm doing this is I'm doing the Facebook Live during the middle of the week. Might be Tuesday, Wednesday, probably Wednesday or Thursday, sometime during the day, sometimes in the evening, just to vary it for people and to accommodate my schedule. Then the same video will go on IGTV, so you can catch it there. And then the blog post will come out on Saturday. And in the blog post, there will be a lot more ideas, photos of how to put this together, just like I did last week with the rule of thirds. It was way easier to show that with diagrams than it was to show it in real life. Sometimes video works better and sometimes the blog post works better. So that's why I do a little bit of everything. Also in the blog posts, there will be the sources, what I call a widget, where you can just scroll through and see all the different teas that I have chosen. And I'll probably find some more and I'll link all of those for you. And it's just super easy to scroll through those. That's why those widgets are so convenient. I will try to post the widget in Facebook too, but often I will just, you know, post the, post the blog post in here so that you can just click on that and see. So subscribe to the blog if you're interested in getting all of the details. If you're not already subscribed, you can, again, go to Instagram. You can see different things there. Thank you for watching here and on IGTV. Have a wonderful day. Send any questions my way, I'm always happy to answer them, and your questions kind of fuel me and give me ideas. So it's really, really helpful when you send them, because it gives me like, oh, okay, I got to cover that. I got to talk about that. So anyway, thanks again, everyone. Have a great one.